me the address. I put it in MapQuest. I'm an evangelist. Can't find this on Angie's list. I pull up and handle it. I'm shaking my hand in it. You know the offer is up. Are you going to switch? I changed my lifestyle. I was quite wild. Now it's bright now. An Israelite now.
So if your people needs to be let go, that means they need to be set free, right? Set free from what? Just off the top of your mind, if your people need to be set free, that means they're what? Well, they're slaves, right? Most of God blessed him to help his people get out of Egypt. And in doing so, this is what he said to him. He sat down and spoke with his people.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
all these good things,
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So what he said right here is, listen, the Most High God delivered y'all out of the hand of Egypt, out of the hands of your captors, out of the hands of your oppressors. And in doing so, you gotta keep his rules, regulations, and guidelines. So basically, he said, if you don't do what I tell y'all to do, God said, if y'all don't do what I tell y'all to do, I'm gonna put these ass whippings on you. Right? Let's go look at some of these ass whippings that he did.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
The Most High God said that cursed shall you be in the city. The Most High God said cursed shall not be in the city. Whatever state you go into, what people are sleeping on the sidewalks and curbs, on drugs, or dealing drugs, giving drugs to selling drugs to their own nation, depending on government welfare assistance. What nation are people dealing with that? See that? You know, we got people older than you that sit there that don't even believe that.
Right.
But that's the sad part. That's a good thing. That means at least you're paying attention to some things. You know, curse shall not be in the field. Who was last hired? Who was the last person hired on a job, but they're the first to get fired when something go wrong? What nation of people? You already know it. We the last ones to get hired. You could have your college education, you can have your certifications, everything that you need to qualify you for a job. They'll tell you that you overqualified for the job that you went to school for, pay all that damn money, and just for them to tell you that you overqualified. Or sometimes you don't even gotta be overqualified.
Right.
They just won't hire you because of the skin complexion.
Right.
But they'll hire sitting there hillbilly Jimmy, sitting there from the countryside, missing all his damn teeth in the front, can't speak worth a damn, and then sit there and cast you off to the side, man. Let's fast forward. Give me another. For the buck. Let me get straight to the point. Give me 48 and then give me 68.
Verse number 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
The Most High God said that we will have to serve our enemies.
Which the Lord shall sit against thee.
Which he's sitting against us.
In hunger.
And hunger. You want to get something to eat from sitting there food line, Harris Teeter, Mickey D's, Chick-fil-A, Chipotle. Do we own these companies? 9 times out of 10, who's in charge of these companies? Right. That's correct. So,
and in third.
Waterfalls freely out of the sky, comes out of natural springs and wells. They put it in the bottom, they charge you for it. Tell these pH balance. It's good for you. A free resource. Pepsi, Gatorade, Coca-Cola. All your favorite beverages. Do we own these businesses or corporations? 9 times out of 10, you own those. I'm asking you. 9 times out of 10, who own those corporations? Right?
And in nakedness.
Did you know? Did they teach you in history class that we picked $7 trillion worth of cotton? As a matter of fact, in history class, what did they tell you came from? Slaves. Did they tell you what country came from? Africa. We were just homeborn slaves, huh? They don't tell you about who your forefathers was, who were you before you came over here. They teach you any of that? They teach you what your tongue is? What about the way you dress? See that? That's a problem, ain't it? Because if you was to ask sit there, a white kid, where he come from, or his grandparents, he say, man, I'm from Germany. I spoke, we spoke this, we came from this part of sit there, Germany. My forefathers and kings was from this doggone lineage. They tell you all of that, but they won't give us the decency or the ability to do that for ourselves. They won't tell us how important our people were to sit there in times past. Right? Keep going, Elder.
And in one of all things.
And in one of all things. Everything that you want, man. Driver's license, car loan, education. You got to get it from your oppressors. Do you think we really own the HBCUs? Historically black colleges? We don't. It's supposed to be historically black colleges, but we don't own none of them. Right? Like I said, everything you want, but you don't own it.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
That same he who hath to go to everything for shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. Who did that next? Who put these yokes of iron on thy neck? Who did this to us? You just said it. White man. The white man did that to us. Right? Did you know the song Jingle Bells come from when we had these big ass yokes of iron on our neck? They put bells on them. So when you sit there try to run away, you sit there, the doors are there and sit there know what direction you want to in. Now, Sha'Carri can get up to about 20 miles per hour. A little faster than that and running. Right? Now, let me ask you a question. If you was being chased by a so-called white man during the time of chattel slavery, right? When you were a slave, did you can run down a straight dirt road or you can cut through the trees? Now imagine, you running at 20 miles per hour. This sit there snag on a tree. What's gonna happen to you? Because they rather have a dead nigga than a free nigga. Hey brother, what's going on with you, King? Come over here, man. Come talk with your brothers, man. Give us like 2 minutes. All right, brother. All right, brothers. Because they rather have a dead nigga than a free nigga. That's how they feel about it. They still feel that way about us to this day. They don't want you to sit there to be able to sit there and do what you want to do, man. They want you to sit there. What does Trump mean when he say make America great again? Was America great when we was over here, when we first got over here? What was we doing when we got over here? We were slaves.
Right.
So when he say make America great again, that's when America was great for them, because that's when they prospered. Free laborers. They don't have to do the work. They just get to sit on their porch, keep their feet up, and sit there and beat our backs in from sun up to sundown. Remember, I told you earlier on, we picked $7 trillion worth of cotton to make to start this economy.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he has destroyed.
So he put a yoke of iron upon our neck until he has destroyed us. Why we're destroyed? Because our people sit there freely sinning against the Most High God now. Our people don't want to keep the commandments of God no more. They told us, when they used to tell us to eat pork, we didn't do it. They would have to kill us to make us eat pork. Which we're going to get into the law, so I ain't going to sit there, ain't going to jump too far, jump too fast. But until they have destroyed us. Why? Because our people are destroyed now, mentally. You don't have to physically put chains on us no more. When you got a dog, when you train your dog, you put a leash on his neck so he won't leave the yard. After a certain amount of time, I'm sitting there training him and keeping him with that chain around his neck. When you remove that chain, is he gonna leave the yard now? No, he's not gonna leave his yard now because he's trained up to not leave the yard. Our people are trained, that was trained so good to sin now that that's all we want to do is sit there and sin. Break the commandments of the Most High. Right? Give me 68.
Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So we just got delivered out of Egypt. Remember I told you about Moses said, let my people go? We just got delivered up out of Egypt. But God said, but it shall be done that it shall come to pass that God shall return to Egypt. Not talking about the physical land Egypt, because the Most High just destroyed it. It's talking about their mental slavery. How did we get over here to America? What form of transportation? Was it on an airplane? Was it on a train? How did we get over here? Watch this. This is written over 4,000 years ago.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
The Lord shall bring thee into slavery again. With what?
With ships.
See that? With ships. That's a prophecy. Which is another reason why we go fast today. The 1611 KJV Bible. Because this is the only book that has prophecy in it that comes true. The Quran can't do it for you. The Art of War music can't do it for you. our book. The Bible is our historical record. Did you know that? This is your history book. If you want to know about who you were before you sit there and became a slave, before you sit there, before people get in the condition that we're in right now, this is the book that tells you. You didn't know that though, did you? You thought the Bible was talking about it just for everybody, didn't you? I was taught the same thing. I don't sit there was taught that. Who was taught the same thing? But when you read this book for yourself, you understand that we've been taught lies. Well, so we came over here on slave ships.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. With ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
We have not seen our homeland again, nor sit there in the physical Egypt. Read on.
And there.
Then, as soon as we get off them slave ships,
you shall be sold unto your enemy.
Who put us on slave auction blocks? Ladders you up in Lord, put you on the doggone podium, and said they said 25, 35 sold to the white man over here. Who did that to us? Right. They put us on slave auction blocks. You know?
And there you shall be sold unto your enemy. For bond men.
For slave men.
And bond women.
And slave women.
And no man shall buy you.
That word buying the Hebrew means to redeem, because nobody can get us out of the condition that we're in.
Right.
Malcolm X couldn't do it. Fred Hampton from the Black Panther Party couldn't do it. Nobody can get us out of the condition that we're in. Because if my father, or if your parents put you on punishment, can your cousin, your auntie, your uncle get you off? Same thing with us. The Most High is our Heavenly Father. If he's the one that put us on punishment, he's the only one that can take us off. So I'm going to ask you a question. I'm saying slow, so I want you to make sure you're paying attention, all right? If being disobedient got us put on punishment and in the condition that we're in right now, what must we do to get out of this condition? That's it. That's it. We have to be obedient. So now, why are we out here? What is our main purpose to come out here? Well, give me the book Deuteronomy 10 and 12, please. So, the curses that the elders just brought out to you was brought out against was speaking about. Moses was speaking to the Israelites when he talking about curses, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So if he's speaking to the Israelites, then who must we be? That's right. You're an Israelite, King. We're Israelites. You're not black. That hair right you got on this black. The shirts you got on this black. You seen anybody this dark yet? I see somebody that black, I'm like that. Damn, you know what I'm saying? Try to ask some questions. Nevertheless, not black, brother. You're an Israelite from the biblical tribe of Judah. Right? So now you walk around, you don't let nobody tell you that you're black. You're a nigga. Then you find out what your heritage is. You find out who you are. Right? Give me you wanna bring that up?
Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12.
Bring it up.
And now Israel, what does the Lord thy God require of thee?
Now Israel, what does the Most High God require of you now that you have this information that you're an Israelite? Read on.
But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord.
To do what?
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
Read on.
And his statutes which I command thee this day for thy good.
Right. So now, that you know you're Israelite, young king, you know that you gotta keep the commandments of the Most High. Because remember, being disobedient is what got us in the condition that we're in now. We're at the bottom of everybody else. Well, really, we're the greatest people upon the face of the earth. You can find that in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. Bring it out for him right quick.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse number 6.
Bring it out.
This is what the Most High God had to say about us. Say about you, young king.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Holy means something different from everybody else. That's why when we step into certain establishments, everybody breaking their neck to see us. They sit there, they don't like us. Because we better than them, man. You know that. Can a white boy pull up on you right now, same age 14, and beat your ass? You gonna put the paws to him, right? You're not gonna be, you gonna walk the dog, man. Same thing. Read on, El.
The Lord thy God is chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Most of God chose us, you, to be a special people unto himself. He created 18 different nations, and out of all the 18, he chose us to smack everybody else off the table. You know?
Above all people.
Just the so-called European, just above the so-called white man.
Above all people.
Just above the Chinese man.
Above all people.
You know,
That are upon the face of the earth.
better than everybody upon the face of the earth. You know what I'm saying? That was created over in America. We created for the good of America. And the white man find a way to charge us for everything that we do.
Right.
I heard an elder say on YouTube, man, we came over with the telephone, the white man came over with the telephone bill. He said we came over with electricity, the white man came over with electricity bill.
Right.
Madness. Hey, brothers, sisters, y'all got 2 minutes? Come on over here right quick. Come talk to us. Come on, brother. Brother, you don't want to know your history?
All praise, y'all be safe.
You know, it's hard for our people, man. You know, it's rough. But this economy got our people being so busy that they don't want to hear the words of their father, man.
Right.
That's just the world we're living in now. Hopefully one day they see they read the flight that the brother gave them and they see they're coming to this thing. All praise to the Most High. You stop to hear the words of the Most High. The Most High said, my sheep hear my voice. Right? Nevertheless, you got to keep the commandments of the Most High because being disobedient is when we got to stand up. So, what are some of the commandments that the Most High gave us? You eat pork, you eat pepperoni, you eat bacon, you eat that sausage biscuit. All right, well, let's see what your father. Let's see what the new one has to say about it.
Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7.
Bring it on.
And the swine.
And this what?
Swine.
That's pig.
So he divides the book and he clothes with.
Although he has some traits of a clean animal,
Yeah, he could not because
they don't properly digest their food. You know,
he is unclean to you.
he's unclean to you. You know.
Of their flesh shall you not eat, and their carcass shall you not
Touch.
Right.
They're unclean to you.
So you can't be eating that pork or that pepperoni, that pork chop, that sausage, because the Most High God said we're not to. So we so hungry, man, that we're not supposed to sit there and test the number of the dead. Now, the first reason is, like I said, is because the Most High God said we're not supposed to. But let's dig into the history behind eating pork a little bit. Did you know by eating pork, they don't have no sweat glands. By them, they hold all the bacteria and all these other unclean things in their body. And they eat wood, they eat carcasses, which is bodies of dead humans, or the carcass of anything. They was the garbage disposal of the earth before we came up with the trash company. The pig would be brought into the land to clean the areas out. That's their element. That's what they're perfect in. When I said I created everything and it was good, it's talking about pig was meant to clean the earth. So imagine them sitting there eating all that nasty stuff, and then you eat swine. Their body is made to sit there to break that stuff down, and then you put it in your body. What you doing to yourself? Sick. So then you get hypertension, high blood pressure, gout. And then another thing about it is, pigs have what you call the trichinoworm in it. It's a parasite. You try to kill it in the fire, you can't kill it in the fire. Then they got you going, they started trying to go with radiation. It worked. So now you put that parasite in your body, destroying yourself. Perfectly healthy. That's in there, a strong body that the Most High God gave you, and you breaking it down because you want to see they partaking in something that you shouldn't be eating. I didn't know this when I was young. Keep going, Elder, verse 9. What about shrimp, crab, lobster? When you get a chance, you sit there eat it. All right, well, let's see what your father has to say about that.
These shall you eat of all that are in the water, whatsoever have fins and scales in the water.
So whatever you want to eat that comes out of the water has to have fins and scales. What's that? Fins and scales, that's it. Say it again? It comes out of the water. What in the ocean has fins and scales? That's all you can eat. That's what the Most High God said. But it has to have both. You know?
And of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
You know?
They shall be even abomination unto you. You shall not eat of their flesh. What? I went down. Let me start over and start. These shall you eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall you eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers,
and all that have not fins and scales,
of all that move in the waters, of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
So, clams, do they have fins and scales? Mussels? Mussels don't. It's just like another clam. What about shrimp? Do they have fins and scales? Lobster? You can't eat it, brother. The only thing that you can eat that comes out of the oceans, the rivers, and the waters has to have fins and scales. Because the same thing the pigs do on the land, that's what those creatures do in the ocean. They clean it. They filter it out.
Right.
And by you sitting there partaking in that, now you can parasites in your body. You know crabs got sand fleas in them? It just look like maggots. You ever seen a bunch of maggots? If you were to catch a live crab and crack it open right then and there, you'll see sand fleas in it. It's just like a bunch of maggots crawling all over the place. Yeah. And then you put that in your body. Sick. Give me another law, elder.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Give me another law for the brother. As a matter of fact, he said the violence in our neighborhood is Leviticus 19, started verse 17.
Deuteronomy. Oh, I guess. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. And it reads.
Now you said we need to stop the violence, right? That's what the Most High God have to say about it.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
So this is one of the reasons why we out here. There's another reason why the violence needs to stop. Most High God said we should not seek to hate thy brother in our heart, you know?
And not suffer sin upon it.
And not suffer sin upon it. So your brother, what is not suffer sin upon it? A lot of people out here doing sinning. Sin is what's going to cause death. And if I love you, I'm not going to continue to allow you to sin. Because if I don't warn you, you're going to be put to death. And then on top of that, your blood is going to be on my hands. Just on the book of Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 17 on that. So when you are here with your brothers, man, you gotta make sure that you're telling your people not to stop sinning against God too. If not, that blood's going to be on your hands, especially if you learn the commandments of the Most High. You know what, Elder?
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon it.
Rebuke thy people. Rebuke means to correct. Read on.
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
This is easier said than done, man. This is one of our people's main issues. They have beef against one another. The brother do something to you, what we so quick to do?
That was just
do something back.
It was just downtown.
Yeah,
It was like,
Yeah.
you talk. I got a question. You talking?
Alright, okay. So yeah, we gotta sit there. We gotta correct the brother. We can't be randomly aggressive against one another. We can't be sitting there hating one another. We don't know.
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
So if brother do something to you that you don't like, man, you let him know that he offended you. So don't be mad and try to get back at him. Because that's hate to your brother, you know.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord.
You gotta love your brother as you love yourself. The Most High God said so. Because remember, we're in a nation of people, man, that's supposed to sit there and be in one mind. We're supposed to sit there and be able to live amongst one another. And in doing so, we can only do that by seeking the commandments of the Most High. Right? What was the question you had right quick, brother? I'm not done.
Can you steal from a thief?
Can you what?
Can you steal from a thief?
In the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse number 10.
And one more thing, can you define enemy?
Yeah.
And I be seeing you on YouTube. JB.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 13. Thou shalt not kill.
What's next one?
Verse 15. Thou shalt not steal.
Thou shalt not what?
Thou shalt not steal.
Point blank. The Most High God said don't steal. So we do what the Most High God has commanded us to do. You don't steal. Not because sit there what somebody else did. Or you want to get some good back, or because they do it. Most High God said don't follow a multitude to do evil. Just because other people doing things they have no business doing, don't mean you can do it, you're allowed to do it.
Right.
He said thou shalt not steal. Point blank, so we're going to do what the Father said. The book of Acts chapter 5 verse 29 says we ought to obey God rather than man.
Right.
Okay, they gave me the same thing.
Okay.
And define enemy.
enemy. Give me the book of Exodus chapter 23, start at verse number 4. And then give me Deuteronomy 22 and start at verse number 4.
Exodus chapter 23, verse number 4. If thou meet thine enemy's ox or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again.
So, most like I said, if you see your enemy's ox, sit there, read the verse, say it again.
Exodus chapter 23, verse number 4. And it reads, if thou meet thine enemy's ox or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again.
So the most I said, if you see your enemy's ox going astray, you sit there and shall surely bring it back to him. Now let's find out who this enemy is that the most I got is talking about. Get Deuteronomy 22 and 4 now.
Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse number 4.
Now Deuteronomy just means the second giving of the law. He gave it again beforehand, he's giving it again. Moses giving it to them again before he said leave the earth.
Thou shalt not see thy brother's ass or his ox fall down by the way.
Same thing. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his ass fall
down by the way, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt surely help him lift it up again.
See that? So right there, that's one type of enemy right there. The enemy of your own people. Okay. Now let's go to Exodus. Go back to Exodus 23 and jump down to verse 20.
Is that the love thy neighbor, enemy?
Love thy neighbor?
Yeah. Would that be inside your own community? As your brother?
When Leviticus 19 says love thy neighbor as thyself, it's not talking about the person that stays within your community directly beside you, because a white man can stay beside you.
Yeah.
That's not my neighbor. Okay. My neighbor would be my brother of my own people. And you can go back to Leviticus 19 so we can prove that to you.
Okay. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke.
Hold on. Which one start at verse. No, that's right. Salaki.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
See that? You shall not hate your brother in thine heart. And start from the top one more time.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Read on.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
You gotta rebuke your neighbor. It means to correct your brother and not suffer sin upon him. That is what the end of the verse is gonna say. So your neighbor is your brother, because the laws was only given to us, right? Most High is giving the laws to the Israelites.
Right.
Now I want to go back to Exodus 23 because I want to show you there's two different types of enemies. Because when you go to the New Testament, you hear Christ says that it was said. As a matter of fact, we can go to it. I can pull this up. Exodus 23, start at verse. Let's see. 20, I think it's 20. Start at verse 22.
But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice,
If thou shalt indeed obey the voice of the Lord,
and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemy.
See, but the Most I said, but if you do what I tell you, I'm gonna be an enemy to your enemies. And we're going to who our enemies are.
And adversary unto thy adversary.
I'm gonna be an adversary to your adversary if you do what I tell you to do. You know?
For mine angel shall go before thee, and bring thee in unto the Amorites.
Who?
Amorites.
Read on.
And the Hittites. And the Perizzites. And the Canaanites. The Hivites. And the Jebusites.
Also the heathen nations. You understand?
And I will cut them off.
So when dealing with the enemies of the Bible, you have to make sure that you sit there and have the proper understanding and the context of what you're reading. Because it can be talking about not your born enemies, the heathens, or the enemies of your own people. Okay. You understand? So we never supposed to say I hate our own people. That's been our biggest issue. A brother sit there and you make a mistake and step on a brother playing J. What a brother gonna want to do to y'all? Right. He gonna want to fight you, want to kill you. When it's nothing but when the shoes is nothing but vanity anyway. You make a mistake and step on my J. You may think, hey brother, my bad. No, don't say, hey, you ain't no much to pay shoes, brother. You still my brother. I love you. That's how we're supposed to move. But the way times is now is why people so violent against each other, and that's why we out here. Because we come out here to sit there to show our people their transgressions and which is what God commanded us to do, and to also sit there to show love and tell our people to show love one to another.
So I can love you, but hate my enemy.
What do you mean? What enemy you talking about?
The white man, okay?
Hell yeah, you can hate the white man.
But-
David said I hate him with a perfect hatred.
But I don't want to go against the transgression, go against the law. God said love.
Remember, when he says love thy neighbor, bring out Matthew 22.
That's all that was. Who was the true enemy?
The white man is the true enemy.
Right.
That's who your true enemy is. You can hate him. You know, as a matter of fact, the Most High said by his hands, we're gonna he's gonna sit there get vengeance upon them by our hand. He's gonna send us out to sit there to hunt them down, to pull them out of the crevices and to sit there in the caves and the mountains, and we're gonna slay them before the Most High dies, right? You understand? But we're not supposed to do that to our own people though.
Preach up.
Bring it up.
Ezekiel chapter 25 verse 12. Thus saith the Lord God, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah
Esau is Edom. You understand? That's in the book of Genesis chapter 26, you know?
by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them. Therefore thus saith the Lord God, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom
Most like I said, I'm gonna lay my vengeance upon Edom
by the hand of my people Israel.
by the hand of who?
By the hand of my people
Who
Israel.
is this brother?
By the hand of my people
Who
Israel.
is this brother?
By the hand of my people Israel.
Most like God is gonna use that to slay the so-called white man when they come.
And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger,
Right.
and according to my fury. And they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh.
Yeah, so your true enemy is the so-called white man who is Edom. Find that out in the book of Genesis. You understand?
Because I asked the other guys downtown, they never gave me that same exact answer.
Give me the book of Genesis 36 and 8. What do you mean? What they didn't give you?
They said we're supposed to follow the commandments. But then, like you said, like you can't hate your brother. So I was trying to figure out, but then you can't look like you're supposed to hate your enemy. You can't hate your enemy, but then, okay, you hate our enemy, but we still have to follow these commandments, though, right? So, do we stand up for ourselves, or do we just go through what is our curses? Like,
Hold on. Most I ain't tell you to sit there and be no simp ass and just let the so-called white man beat the hell out of you. Alright? Or nobody for that matter.
yeah,
You know, you gotta defend yourself.
yeah, facts. Okay.
You know, but you don't want to kill your brother.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Brandon, all right, quick proof who Esau is the Genesis 36 and 8, and then give me how where's to that first? Go ahead.
Genesis 36 verse 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Sierra. Esau is Edom.
Esau is Edom. You gotta know that.
Yeah.
Right. And I like the elder just brought up, sit there. Most of us gonna use this to take Edom down. Right? So when you sit there, so what is your main concern?
I'm just trying to figure out, can we fight back towards our enemy?
Give me the book of Luke. Go back to Leviticus 19, starting 16.
Or can we steal from our enemy?
The Most I say don't
Okay,
steal.
okay, we can't. I get that.
Or sit there, and the Most I say obey the laws of the land.
Yeah, and my point exactly.
As long as it's not contrary to the words of the Most High. Because being gay is legal in the laws of the land.
Yeah.
But it's not okay to do that. It's against the laws of the Most High. You know, and I bring it out right quick.
Leviticus chapter 19 verse 16.
Bring it out.
Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer
Going up and down is a terrible man. Don't sit there be going and lying on your brothers and sisters.
among thy people. Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord.
Neither shall we stand against the blood of our neighbor. Meaning what? If you sit there, if a so-called white man comes in right now, and a group of them, they sit there and they try to jump over y'all, we're not supposed to just stand right here and let it happen.
Okay.
They got to fight all of us now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just like sit there, it happened up here before, sit there when they were trying to manhandle our brother up there, who sit there who had special needs. Well, me and one of the brothers won't sit there and won't go for it. So we're not going to sit there just allow to sit there the other nations sit there and do what the hell they sit there and please to our people. That time is over and done with. It's time for us to sit there and take back what's ours. but doing it according to what the Most High God says. How do we do that? By teaching our people to keep the commandments of the Most High.
That's what he said.
Because being disobedient to the Most High is what caused us to be in the situation that we're in now. So to get out of this situation, you gotta be obedient, right? So right now we in the process of a lot of people waking up. Sit there, coming back into the knowledge of the truth, understanding that you're an Israelite, and once you start, once you sit there, the elect is sealed, everything is gonna pop off. The tables is gonna flip. You know, once the elect is sealed. Now we have a time coming up that they're gonna try to exterminate us. And we mighty close to that time right now. Bring it out, elders, and Jeremiah, and then Daniel 12.
Jeremiah chapter 30.
It's true, brother, because this is the time we're pulling up on now. This is why it's so important to keep the commandments of the Most High. No longer sit and eat that pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. So where your fringes, which we didn't get to, this is another commandment by the Most High that was given to us. We didn't do this just for fashion's sake. This is something that we are told to wear, and we're gonna pull that up after we see get this going for the brother right quick.
Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7.
Bring it up.
Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble.
So we coming up on a time called Jacob's trouble. You know, we pretty much there. You know, we just waiting for this thing to pop off any second now. But they're gonna sit there, they're gonna gather themselves up, and they're gonna say we need to kill every last so-called black man on this earth. Wipe him out. But
he shall be saved out of it.
But what?
He shall be saved out of it.
We're gonna be saved out of it. Those that keep the commandments of the Most High. You understand? So book of Mark, chapter 1, verse number 15.
Bring it up.
And say, the time is fulfilled, and the kingdom of God is at hand. Repent ye and believe in the gospel.